All right, guys, welcome back. This is ESL One Genting, closed qualifiers for South America. This is game number 2 of Infamous versus Luccini Gaming. Infamous took the first game of this series with a very unstoppable Dragon Knight Lone Druid combo. I'm your caster Moxie. I'm casting this with Forge today. And looks like we're getting started into the draft, so let's go.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what adjustments get made to respond to the tankiness that Infamous had, and even just the different split push methods that were coming out. Once the Radiance Bear came online, they just kept grouping up. The Bear would push another lane, somebody would have to go defend, and then group as 5 behind the Bear and the Dragon Knight. A lot of good push coming out from Infamous, and we'll see what Luccini does in this game to adjust.
Well, that's interesting that you mentioned that because we definitely saw Luccini when they're up against Team Vulture. They used the Tiny and did a lot of split pushing, and they did indeed do quite a bit of split pushing in the first game of the series. But of course, when you have a Lone Druid Bear and a DK who's ulted, you're just not going to push the towers quite as fast.
Yeah, and he was the other problem was he was taking a lot of damage. He got down to like 15 HP at one point. Like he was very, very low because he kept having to tank tower aggro trying to kill it, whereas Infamous could very safely just push with DK and a Lone Druid Bear, like you said. The Shadow Demon is going to get banned out from Luccini. They did not want to deal with that off lane again, and the Elder Titan for Infamous, so they don't want to play it anymore. They're just going to deny it from their opponents.
It seems like they might want to be picking up an Agi Core then this time around if that's going to get banned out. Morphling getting banned as well. Tusk, though, very common pick we've been seeing lately. Really strong roamer. Just those shards and the snowball are quite a force to contend with, especially if you're hanging out in mid there again. The days of 1v1 mid just don't seem to exist any longer, but a pickup for the side of Luccini Gaming and the Sand King pickup.
Yeah, so the Sand King is going to be pretty decent against the Tusk because as long as you hold on to Burrow Strike, you can very quickly get out of the shards, and even if not, you can hopefully dodge around a little bit with some Sandstorm. AA is going to be a little bit weaker against the Tusk, but definitely going to be looking to stay as far away from that hero as possible and just let the Sand King go in and then follow up with the Cold Feet for maximum stunnage. More push coming out from Infamous, though. They grab themselves the Shaman first two.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see another push heavy lineup, and maybe that's the reason why we see the Ancient Apparition, just because once he gets to 6, it does make it really easy for him to kind of stop that pushing with the Ice Blast. But again, you run into this issue if they start really snowballing on Infamous. If Ancient Apparition doesn't have that 6 right away, it's not going to help out too much. Does have the Chilling Touch, which is a really nice bonus. No longer slows your attack speed, although it does a little bit less damage than it did before, but that'll be helpful in lane, so we will see what they do with that.
Yeah, a lot of slow coming out. The Caustic Finale slow is going to be nice. The Ice Vortex, the Cold Feet, a lot of slow and kite potential coming out from Luccini. Tusk going to be able to help out a little bit with that. With the snowball saves, and of course Shaman, lots of different lockdown so that hopefully you don't have to be running away. But both teams, I think, grabbing their supports first too, leaving the rest of their cores for the rest of the draft, which is pretty interesting adaptation. And we're gonna see our first Razor, I think, Moxie.
Yeah, Razor's been banned out quite a bit. He's very, very popular currently, being able to win his lane. He's very flexible. You can put him really into any lane that you want. And then on top of that, taking away that physical damage is a really nice perk with the current heroes that we're seeing in the meta. So finally makes it through this time. Isn't going to get banned out. So
it's also one of the few core heroes, I think, that deals well with Omni Knight. Brewmaster is one, and Invoker being the other, but the unstable current got changed so that now that applies the buff just randomly, or applies the dispel just randomly. Pretty cheap way to get rid of Guardian Angel, and of course you can still steal lots of damage and just let the slow chase people down. So I like the Razor, but Batrider is going to be not too bad against the Razor because you can just pull him away from the rest of his team even if he has the damage.
Yeah, let's say another hero that's very, very strong, constantly getting nerfed, but is literally the only hero that can do what he does, being able to pull someone away from the entire team fight. And we do see the Omni Knight. That's another hero that somehow slipped through the draft. Still very, very strong, very potent. Again, did get a couple nerfs in the latest patch, 7.07D, but still proving that he is a top tier pick.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of his late game potential with the mana regen and the cast range on the purification. A lot of Omni Knights just opting to adapt the Ether Lens into their build now, just to compensate for that. It builds naturally out of the Arcane Boots anyway. It's not too bad for an Omni Knight. So while it was definitely a much needed nerf, I don't think it's going to be quite enough to push this hero out of the meta. You probably need 707E for that. And the Bat Rider is going to be actually kind of okay against the Omni Knight because you still have the lasso that goes through the repel. So Infamous still in a decent spot. They're going to have to be careful with what they put up against this Razor, though.
I feel like it's the case of who could get the jump on who first here, honestly.
Very much so. Like Sand King Blast with Ice Blast with the Sand King Epicenter, the Burrow Strike. There's a lot of damage coming out there. On the flip side, there's a lot of stun, and now all they really need is damage to pump into it. Somebody like a PA might not be too bad. Mirana's okay as well. Not quite as bursty, but definitely good damage. Can leap away from the Razor, so that matchup is really nice. The static link starts, you just leap away. You still have the charges, so it's not as bad of a matchup as it used to be. And the Starfall damage is going to be very nice against whoever gets lassoed.
Absolutely. And it looks like, so I'm guessing, looking at Luccini's draft, because it's very, very open, I'm assuming that the lanes are probably going to see the Sand King as a support with the Omni Knight in the off lane. Maybe 1v1ing the Bat Rider just to get off those stacks of sticky napalm with the repel. I don't know. Oh, and they pick up a drow at the very end. Ooh, they're going to get drowed.
This is a really scary drow strat.
This is very, very scary. Absolutely. You think Shadow Shaman hit hard before the drow? Oh boy, have I got something to tell you.
Yeah, he's going to be hitting harder than the Razor. Yeah, this is scary because really until that Sand King gets blinked, they don't have anybody that can like very easily jump on top of the drow. They do still have one more pick, so they could opt to throw the Razor in the safe lane, grab something like the Queen of Pain, or maybe the Storm Spirit. You get the repel, and
there's a lot of lockdown for a Storm Spirit. I'd be too afraid to get a Storm Spirit into this draft.
I mean, they need something that jumps the drow. Maybe
I think the Void might have been a good idea until they banned it themselves.
Void gets arrowed, he gets shackled, there's snowball saves. Void isn't that great.
Well, it's not that great, but I think it might have been a better option. They go for a jug.
So you can you can still grab like Blink Dagger Jug. It's not too bad. You can just blink Omni Slash with the Sand King following up. I'm just worried that the Drow is going to come online and do Drow strat things and push before the Jug can get his items, get his, you know, S and Y, Manta Style, whatever it is, and then get that blink.
I mean, we saw the pushing potential that came out from game number 1. Infamous they hit a certain point, they hit their power peak, and they just rolled with it. They didn't stop, they just kept taking objective after objective tower, and Luccini just was unable to catch up. So I think it's safe to say that this is a terrifying draft coming out from Infamous, and I'm feeling pretty good for them. Not so good for Luccini, unfortunately.
Yeah, the one thing they do have with the Jug pick is somebody that can lane very well against the Bat Rider. They can, you know, he's got the spin, quickly get rid of the napalm stacks, doesn't have to worry about getting chased down by Firefly. I am really scared for this Ancient Apparition, though. He's going to get run down by that Bat Rider.
I mean, there's so many targets for Bat Rider here, because if he jumps the Jug right away, too, he can't spin out of that. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they can pull something out here. They do have the power of the Omni Knight behind them, but I'm a little concerned again just because this Drow is just going to sit really far back and just plink away at them. But here we go, guys. We're headed into game number 2.
I think Luccini is going to have to hope for the omniscience to guide them, because this is a scary, scary draft.
It's just switching around the names here.
I forgot to remind you to do that.
Yeah, you did. But I remembered. Never fear. I've remembered.
This is why you're in charge, Moxie.
This is why, apparently. Apparently. Alright. We've changed up the names. We know that Infamous is the Dire and that Luccini is the Radiant. We have another pause. Pretty standard stuff here. Boy, yeah, this is going to be a rough game, I think, for Luccini.
Where do you think we see first blood? That's the real question.
Well, it depends on how they lane things. It really depends. Probably wherever we see this Tusk and Shadow Shaman.
Yeah,
that's some pretty scary stuff right there.
I think we're gonna see Tusk, Shadow Shaman. They're gonna roll in with the Bat Rider onto probably the Juggernaut, unless they try and do the Omni versus Bat, in which case it's gonna be the Omni that gets rolled in on, and they're just gonna trap him in shards.
I mean, they could just roll mid, honestly, and jump on the Razor too. Like, there's so many people that they can just. I don't know, Forge.
Mirana doesn't have like the early damage though. That's the main thing. Like Bat Rider can very easily just grab like Firefly or Sticky Napalm level 1, and then with Shards Trap, you're not going anywhere. So just a lot of damage coming up. But we'll have to see. I mean, on the flip side, Luccini does have some pretty scary kill potential as well. Cold Feet into Burrow Strike with a spin on top could be a dead Bat Rider, could be a dead Mirana, could be a dead Tusk. We'll see.
And apologies again, guys. We do not have a ticket for ESL One Genting, so everyone's names are not showing up as their actual player names. Tried to make this a little bit easier for you guys, though. We did put the names of each team up into the corner, so you'll at least know which team is on which side. Because I know I saw some comments in chat asking which side was who, because again, we don't have actual banners.
Yeah. And I mean, Pepita Mirana is going to be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing some good plays there. I always love watching Mirana's mid, because the arrow into just insane amounts of damage is always fun to watch, especially with the new talent. New talent system bumped her damage talent to level 10. It used to be 50 at 20. Now it's 20 damage at level 10. So that power spike comes a lot sooner.
Is Tusk upside down for you on your screen? Because he's upside down on mine, because I think he's just loading in.
No, he's normal.
Oh, I guess it's just me then. Interesting.
He's looking up to the sky for me, but he's not upside down.
Oh, yeah, he's upside down on mine. Like, I can see the bottoms of his feet.
I never noticed the shopkeeper in the fountain has, like, his own little dugout.
Really?
And it's neat. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're looking down on it, it doesn't look...
Yeah, you have to pay attention to the depth perception, I guess. You gotta really be looking, but...
Yeah.
Hat game's pretty strong here on the side of the Dire as well. Got a nice Mirana set. I like that Bat Rider set a lot. Call it the Finding Nemo set. That's all I can think of.
What was it, Mr. Ray?
Yeah, Mr... I think it was just Mr. Ray.
Yeah.
I like that character.
The teacher.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna say it again. I love this courier. I love the Amaterasu courier. Look at it. It's in attack mode right now. It's on all fours. He's ready to go.
What's the little disc on top? I actually didn't play.
God, I haven't played that game in years. I can't remember. I remember it's how you do attacks. It like flies out. It like flies out and does damage and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was a really, really beautiful game, honestly.
Yeah, the artwork always looked really, really pretty. It reminded me of a specific comic book artist. I can't remember, but he did some work, I think, with some Wolverine comics and Elektra, maybe. But
it sounds.
I'm just proving that I'm a nerd over here. Don't mind me, guys.
Moxie flaunting the nerd cred, making me look bad.
God, when did becoming a nerd become a good thing? Gosh.
Sometime in my life, and I am so happy for it.
That's good because I was ostracized for it back in the day. But
Oh
do you
well,
see
I
the
mean,
Jug Arcana? We've got some fancy Sand King skins over here. Razor's got his immortal helmet.
you know the golden one of that sells for like $400 Canadian, whatever that translates to in everybody's currency. I don't know, but it's like a $400 uh, helmet for the gold version of that Razor helmet.
Oh, I'll believe it. The golden versions of that stuff tend to go pretty high. I have the Tide Hunter helmet that I had
Oh, the
with all the water gushing out and stuff. I have
yeah.
that one. Pretty fancy. Wonder how much pause time they have left here. I thought they said to go, but
There you go.
5 minutes left. There we go.
That's the answer. Ask and you shall receive.
Apparently. Not sure if they're like PC issues or if they're internet issues. The internet issues wouldn't surprise me. I know it could be tough in the SA region with things like that.
Yeah. Our beautiful game is still in beta, guys. Please be patient.
Feels like it some days, right? I think they just fixed the interaction between the what was it, Decrepify and Tombstone. That's been going on for quite a long time. We finally got the morphling change that everyone's been clamoring for quite a while, except for the morphling players, of course, but being able to no longer shift during stuns now. It's the latest hot out of 7.07D.
Yeah, the other thing I noticed too, I was just looking over the patch before this series started. He got nerfed, not just on that, but the fact that his level 15 talent used to give him the ability to waveform and it would do an auto attack. That got taken out.
Yes,
you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, and that makes his farming a little bit slower now, I believe.
His farming and his fighting potential got severely hamstrung with that change.
Only until he gets to level 20, though, again. Then you can pick it up again, but slows him down quite a bit, definitely.
Yeah. Also,
with Razor in our game, the static link cooldown has been rescaled. And it's increased from, I think, what, 32, 30, 28, 26 to 40, 35, 30, and 25 there. So that's a little bit of a change with that hero. Omni Knight, of course, got a bunch of nerfs. Still, again, nothing really strong enough where I think he's not going to get picked up. Just Purification cast range was reduced a little bit. Level 20 talent, like you mentioned earlier, you know, it got nerfed by 1, so it's only +3 now for mana regen. And
I've seen... the thing about Omni Knight is I've seen a lot of Omnis go for the degen aura, just because by that time in the game they have, you know, they got mana boots or greaves and then like an item or two on top that really boosts it. So I've seen a lot of them go for the chase potential with the degen aura. But maybe that's just in my games, and maybe that's just the games I happen to watch.
It's possible.
Maybe I'm crazy.
I know a lot of people are all up in arms because of the meat hook mana cost increase.
Oh, I mean,
Pudge nerfs. Oh, what does this world come to?
So here's the thing. Pudge got nerfed because that just means that like in a month or two we're gonna get the Pudge Arcana because he won the vote somehow.
Oh jeez.
And he's gonna be in everyone's pub. So Gabe
preemptive nerfs, yeah.
Yeah, it's just they're just getting ahead of the horse on that one. That's all it is.
Casual spin in the fountain, showing off that fancy Arcana here.
You know, every time an Arcana comes out, I like have this huge internal debate where I'm like, do I buy it? Like, it looks so cool. And then I always end up being broke and never being able to afford it.
That's some feels bad man stuff right there.
But, I mean, good on this guy. I'm sorry, your name is not what it should normally be, but good on this Jug player for having the Arcana. It's good. Good stuff.
Like these bubbles coming off of the Bat Rider here. Do you see some pinstring movement? They're trying to maybe invade that jungle. Do you see Tusk standing nearby? He's got himself a ward, as does the Sand King.
Are they going to go for an invade here?
I don't know. It looks like they're in the position, but Shadow Shaman's standing really far back here, so I think he's just probably going to go block for Mirana.
They do spot Tusk. They haven't spotted the Bat Rider just yet, though. I'm looking at Radiant Vision right now, and they don't know the Bat Rider's there.
Maybe if they land an arrow, maybe that'll be their Their
Yeah,
qualifier here to go and charge. Do 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 do.
They only see Tusk. That's the only one they see right now.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go for the invade.
Yeah.
And already we get a couple clicks off here. Jug gets his rune, no problem. So does the Drow. Everything is in balance. Bat's gonna pull the wave though, and take out some trees too while he's at it. Takes a couple hits from this tower. He doesn't care.
That actually got messed up a little bit. Unless
I don't know. I don't think it was supposed to go that way, but we do get the Tusk starting bottom here with Batrider.
Okay, so yeah, so what he's trying to double wave it. That's what he's trying to do. He was trying to get the creeps under the enemy tower so that they would die.
Tusk needs to be careful here. We do see the Sand King. He's made the rotation down to the bot lane. We'll get the Chilling Touch out, jump over onto Batrider. That's a lot of damage. This is actually going to be first blood. Sand King cleans up the Batrider down here.
Well, we mentioned the combo. You know, cold feet into Sand King is.
It wasn't even the cold feet, I don't think.
Wasn't it? Oh no, it was Chilling Touch.
Yeah, it was just the Chilling Touch. When
Man,
good ganks go bad. Looked like they were going to be able to get the jump over onto that Jug, but just spun around, put a ton of damage over onto the Tusk, I believe. Batrider. And here comes the sticky napalm stacks like we talked about. Jug, of course, being able to deal with this a little bit better than most heroes, being able to just spin off the stacks and fix his turn rate up. You see some pincering movement coming out towards the middle lane. We see Tusk making the rotation. He's got shards, but this is a big creep wave. They'll be able to throw shards. Don't quite block him in, though, here. We'll just give him a little fright. And while this goes on, we lose the Omni Knight in the top lane. Drow cleans up, gets herself a kill.
Yep. Shackle's OP. You know, what is that? But just shy of 3-second duration, plus the Frost Arrow kiting on top of that. No repel just yet, so no way to deal with the slow. Mara's going in deep for this.
Yeah, she wants us killed. He's taken so much of her damage. 56 damage. She can't get the kill. He's at like 20%. Oh man, he was at 20 hit points. Yeah, in comes the Tusk though. He's looking to clean up, but there's a hasted Sand King, and he's like, "No, you're not getting this. You back off here."
I mean, they're trading, but this is gonna go Sand King's favor once that caustic procs.
Man, all that damage stolen from Mirana. Oh, feels bad.
It's one of the worst feelings trading with a Razor because you're like, I can get it.
Yeah, you think that you should be able to, and then you realize just how much damage he's actually just taken away from you.
Yeah. That is a feels bad man moment and a half. Jug is farming pretty well down bottom though, 13 and 5. Getting a nice little lead for himself.
Pretty calm lanes, despite the excitement going on. Got a kill in the top lane, kill over in middle. That went very, very differently than I think what Infamous had in mind there. A little bit of action bottom. We do see some movement here in the top. They get the shards off over onto the Omni Knight. He doesn't have any points to repel. This is doing a fair amount of damage though. Still giving chase. They do have the shackles. They've got Snowball on top of that. So if they can just close this gap, yeah, they'll be able to. They get another kill over onto Omni.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons that Tusk is kind of coming back into the meta. The prevalence of Omni Knight is just, well, you might have repel, which, I mean, he didn't.
Oh, Mirana, she wants to go in for this again, though. Gonna get all of that damage sapped away. Arrow comes in, doesn't connect onto anything. She needs to be so careful here. She's sitting so low, but the Tusk follows in and says, yeah, no, I don't think so. And that's gonna be boots and some raindrops for him. Sand King standing nearby, though. He's looking. Give him the little tap here. Looking at this Mirana. Ooh, the Burrow Strike comes in. Gets the kill on the Mirana. Not sure why he stuck around on that.
I don't think he expected the range on the Burrow Strike, or he thought he could get the arrow off. He threw the arrow right as the Burrow Strike came out.
Maybe.
So I think he just barely underestimated the cast range on that. Really nicely played by Sand King there.
Omni Knight, again, he's getting slowed up. Does have a point in the repel, though, now, so he should be able to get himself out of these sticky situations. And bottom lane, oh man, Batrider getting dove underneath his own tower. It looks like that stick gonna come in handy, gonna save AA's life. He's down to like 20 hit points here as well. Will try to run himself out. Mirana gets a kill though over into mid, and now it looks like they've got the snowball. Can they get the kill onto the Sand King? One more click coming out from Mirana, and she gets a double kill.
That's a good start for the Mirana. The fact that this Razor has died twice now is really rough, especially because he's got to walk back to lane.
That's
he
true.
Just TP'd back.
All right, so we got almost level 6 on the Mirana. Again, Razor has had some difficulties in this lane. He did get a kill earlier, but a little bit behind, especially like you mentioned. He's going to have to walk over back to lane. Jug's pretty much been having a great time in the bot lane. 34 and 8 CS currently. His supports have been doing a lot of work just zoning this Batrider out. And we find that the Shadow Shaman's over here. He's going to try to TP out. They don't have anything to cancel that TP. A little bit close shave, though, with that plasma field.
Yeah, I think that's one of the only real weaknesses with the Luccini draft is just no real consistent chain stunning. They've got Cold Feet into Burrow Strike, and once those two are expended, it's all slows and kiting. No real hard lockdown, whereas on the side of Infamous, you've got the arrow, you've got the massive amount of stun that comes out from the Shadow Shaman, and of course the lasso and ice shards as well. So lots and lots of control coming out for Infamous.
That invis on smoke action here. We've got a Sand King is making his way over, sees that there's a Shadow Shaman sitting pretty low, and then of course you've got Omni Knight running full speed ahead at them. So you think they know? Do they have any idea what's about to happen here, Forge?
Well, they don't quite see them, but I'm sure they're just about to as soon as this comes around the corner.
Look at they can see the Omni Knight. They've got eyes on Omni Knight coming out here from the Dire, but the Radiant don't see them yet.
Yeah,
Here we go. Yeah, they found themselves a Shadow Shaman. Sand King pokes him once, gets that Burrow Strike off. Omni Knight comes in with that Purification. They get the kill. Now, oh, Ignite, he's just a little too slow. They want to try to get this kill, but they don't have any detection here. This looks like Sand King makes a guess, doesn't quite find him. And Tusk, Moonlight Shadow's going to be up soon, but he jukes around, manages to get himself away, and he's got a TP. It's on cooldown, but he's just going to chill out here in the high ground.
That was well played by the Tusk there, juking around, getting closer to the Razor so the Plasma Field does less damage. Really nicely done. And Drow's going to get gone on a little bit, but she should be okay.
I should be able to kite herself out.
Is going for the Shadow Blade first, which is interesting considering the fact that they have a Mirana. So you'd expect them to have lots of dust and sentries, but...
Oh, this is a big kill for them. If they can grab this Razor, he gets the ultimate off. They'll follow up with the Shackles, big Starstorm, and actually Shadow Shaman going to be able to get the final hit there. And that should have given that. Oh, he's almost level 6. Getting closer and closer.
That's the most tilting thing as a mid player when 4 heroes just show up in your lane to gank you.
I mean, gone are the days of 1v1s. Oh boy, into that apparition getting bullied by the Shadow Shaman. Just a lot of base damage here. Looks like Jug thinking he wants to catch up. He's got his ultimate. Can he get there fast enough? There's the slow. He's looking to get it. Oh, but the Shackles coming. They still should be able to get this kill over onto Shadow Shaman, but that bought him a little bit more time. It looked like sitting on the low ground, he was ready to ult him, and just he lost vision at that last second.
Yeah, he pressed the button. He was in cast animation, but...
He was ready. He was looking to slay.
Just barely gets kited out. Honestly, probably for the best, because now he still has Omni.
Oh, there's a jump forward here. Omni's going to get that Purification off. Shadow Shaman trying to save his Drow, but she's just slowed down so very much by this degen aura and the slow coming out from the Sand King. One more hit, and actually Sand King going to be able to clean up. The Shackles come out, though, over onto this Omni Knight. Tusk is on the way. He wants to save his buddy here, but it's not going to be quite enough. Again, Sand King gets another kill. Can he get a triple kill here? Looks like Tusk, he throws out the Frozen Sigil, tries to run out, and Omni Knight, oh, he's so low. There's the snowball. He gets the kill, and now it looks like he might be able to juke himself away here. It's still going to be a big problem. I think we still lose Tusk. No, that last tick actually doesn't do enough damage. It's going to be 40 hit points left on our polar bear friend here. My goodness.
That was so close. Omni was being kind of greedy.
That was
and
very
kinda-
greedy. Absolutely.
It was like half greedy and half anti-selfish at the same time, where he was like trying to heal the Sand King to get the kill, but not healing himself so he stays alive. Even popped the Soul Ring for the mana, so getting a little overconfident there, and nicely played by the Tusk, holding onto the snowball the whole time, waiting for the heal bomb to come out so he could roll.
And Razor just doing Razor things, pops his ulti just to do a little bit of casual farming here in the jungle. Mirana looks like she's putting a lot of pressure over here onto this mid tower. It's about halfway gone here. It's gonna come back into the lane, but
She's
nothing too crazy.
Drower
Top
is
lane,
helping
we
a
see
lot.
the jump over onto Tusk. Big heal bomb coming out, plus the silence. The Sand King trying to get himself out. Those shards are going to keep him in place. They don't have the vision onto him. They'll be able to throw the repel out. And look at Shadow Shaman. He says, I've got enough base damage. You're still out of here.
He's hitting almost as hard as the Mirana is.
That Drow aura, man.
It's not quite there, but it's pretty close.
That Rider is going to get a couple stacks down. He pulls off the Firefly. Doesn't have enough mana to get the lasso. We'll just manage to get them back. There's going to be a spin coming through here. Oh, that's a lot of damage being thrown onto this Bat Rider. He is just dead. And in the top lane, we find that they've got their shackles over here onto the Omni Knight Silence and the shards.
Man, there is just kills all over this map.
I love it.
Give Moxie more kills.
I love it. I'm trying real hard not to T-Tours here, guys, but you know, like I said, who wants to watch farming? I'd rather watch them just run at each other. I come from CIS Dota, though, so I'm used to seeing this.
That's fair. You're not wrong. It does make it more exciting.
Absolutely.
First tower does go the way of Drow Ranger. No real big surprise there. Opts actually not to get the Shadow Blade. Goes to the more standard Mask of Madness instead. Just pumping out the...
that has been nerfed, right? The Mask of Madness got a bit of a nerf in the latest patch.
Yeah, it doesn't give... Or it reduces your armor by 8 instead of 7, and it doesn't give you quite as much move and attack speed.
Movement bonus.
Or much movement speed. It still
Oh,
gives us-
middle. They use the epicenter and Ice Blast comes in. It doesn't connect on anyone, though. 2 big ultis down now. That's going to be making Infamous feel pretty good. Bottom lane, they have another spin. They're able to get the lasso off. He's going to drag the Jug around the tower. He's still alive, though. They're still chasing after. Going to get that snowball off. Should be able to connect over onto him here. Walrus Punch comes in, and they do slay the mighty Juggernaut.
Yeah, they just have so many ways to kite through the spin. Between
They're not done. They found themselves an
shards.
ice cream cone. Looks like
I
they
don't
are going to
think
back off,
it is.
though.
I don't think the ice cream cone's going to melt today.
Not today.
Drow, though.
Tusk
Drow
took,
died.
oh, Drow. Oh, man.
She was bottom, I think. I think she died to the Juggernaut. That's why the Bat Rider was there.
Look at the Shadow Shaman. He wants to jump this Omni so bad, but he needs a little bit of backup here. Purification gets used. He just hides himself a little further here into the trees.
Does plant down the ward for some vision. Gets his level 6. Could go for the ward trap if he really wants to.
I don't know.
Phase
He's going to
boots are
lose sight
coming
on him. Bat Rider coming up and around the corner.
No,
Does not have the
lasso.
lasso, though. And we'll get jumped by the Sand King. Big purification. We'll go ahead, use the Firefly, and leave a trail behind him as he runs off into the night. Shadow Shaman still patiently up here. We'll go ahead, TP himself out. And I think he's got his eyes possibly over here onto the mid. They do have a sentry ward, though, spotting him out. And they're looking for a hunt, maybe? They actually smoke. They should be able to get this mid tower.
I think they want to kill Jug. I think that's who they're looking to find. Things are coming out on Drow right now for the side of the Radiant, so they want to get that kill going, but...
Oh, the denial from Razor at the last second. Mirana unable to secure that tower. Now, Jug is solo down here. Shadow Shaman's looking for that opening, does find him, but he needs to get the rest of his team with him in order to do anything with this. Mask of Madness getting popped on Drow. They'll actually use the wards for the T1 bottom. And Jug runs himself directly into this arrow. Ooh, oh no, plus the Walrus Punch. One more click, and they'll be able to take him down. They take down the healing ward as well.
Some nice gold. 75 gold for the healing ward. Feels good, man.
People undervalue it. Very important to take down that healing ward. Also is a nice payday.
Yep. Top lane is going to get split pushed in, but I definitely think that the Drow lineup is going to push faster than the Omni and the Sand King.
That's a pretty big hammer, Forge.
You're not wrong. But I hear that Drow has a pretty good bow arm.
Yeah. Fort comes out. We do see that the TP comes out from Sand King, finds himself a Tusk immediately, but will just Scooty Booty himself out. Shards won't connect with anyone, and the Jug's going to TP right to tower. That's pretty scary. Gust is just a little bit too early here, and they're on the hunt. They find themselves the Shadow Shaman. They do find over here into the Snowball. He's going to be able to save himself, roll himself back, and unfortunately Shadow Shaman still gets taken down. Tusk going to dance around and throw out those shards, but still falls here. So there's a very ballsy mood coming out here from Luccini with that Jug going straight to tower. It worked out for them though. And I like how the Omni Knight managed to get off the Guardian Angel on only himself.
I mean,
it worked though. He's still alive.
Person. He's the most important person, Moxie. If they don't have Omni Knight, what do they have?
What was it? We were watching what was it? Rebirth versus SG this morning, and they had the Dazzlator, and I was joking about how he would only shallow grave himself.
And he did. Well, no,
he shallow graved other people. But oh, the shards come in here. The Bat Rider, the roll, and they've got themselves a Jug. They've got the Firefly. You know, Ancient Apparition trying to do whatever he can to help a bro out. We'll be able to land the Ice Blast over onto the Tusk here. He's gonna try to run away. Probably gonna shatter. No, he's actually gonna make it out. It's all for naught. Ancient
How did
Apparition.
He live? And there's
Toast.
a regen rune.
Top lane, Drow has found herself a Sand King. Oh, at the last second though. Tries to get out with that Sandstorm, turns around, gets the kill over onto the Omni Knight. Drow's got to run for her life right now. Will try to get away, but this Razor's just too fast. In fact, he still holds on to this Mirana. She leaps one more time, jumps over to her shrine for protection, and they'll only be able to get that Drow. He'll have to be satisfied with that.
I mean, that's a pretty key kill. Every time Drow's dead, the push is pretty much dead with her, so.
That is true. Middle lane, Snowball coming in. Followed with an Ice Blast, but Tusk going to be able to dodge it. Gets that punch off over here onto the Razor, and he's going to sap all the strength, but again, it's a Bat Rider. He doesn't really care too much, especially because that Firefly and those stacks of sticky napalm will just chew through Razor. Double damage rune for Mirana here top.
Fun fact about Bat Rider versus Razor.
Just walks right by
even if Bat Rider has no damage, with enough sticky napalm stacks, he can still do damage. Because it is damage amp, so it's bonus damage, which Razor cannot sap.
Indeed.
Fun fact.
Blink Dagger is going to be coming up very, very soon for the Sand King, which will be a pretty big reveal.
That's a DD Drow. That's a dead Roshan. Oh my lord.
I was wondering why Mirana just walked right past that, but yeah, that makes sense. See ya, Santa.
Goodbye, Mr. Roshan. We knew you not. They are gonna.
Oh, the smoke breaks immediately, though. Can they get this kill over onto Drow? They find her onto the cliff. Heal Bomb comes out, and she's gonna try to fight out. Nice arrow coming out from Mirana. The Bat Rider jumps in with the lasso, grabs himself an Omni Knight, but looks like they'll still be able to pop that Aegis. And now they're just stuck in this igloo full of ancients. Oh my goodness. Shackles come out here over onto the Sand King. He's gonna try to run himself away here. Bat Rider sitting very, very low. Can they get the kill? He'll actually fall, and then Drow turns her attention onto the Razor. He's toast. So Aegis is gone, but so are a lot of the heroes on the side of the Radiant right now. And they spot themselves someone else here. Looks like Ancient Apparition going to be able to maybe get himself away. Drow really wants this, though. Oh, the Ice Shards will connect onto the Ice Cream Cone. Couple clicks, and he's just gone. You're out of here.
If they can get a tower out of this, no, they're going to back up. I was going to say, if they can get a tower out of this, I think that's huge. As it is, it's just a pretty good trade. You do lose the Aegis, which sucks because it delays your timing a lot. But getting all those kills was really huge there. Jug dying. Is he going Mantle style? Yeah, he's going Mantle style. He's got Battle Fury queued up, though.
There's a Tusk up there. Yeah, smoke actually breaks. They know that there's someone there. They blink forward. They show that we do have that Blink Dagger up and running over on Sand King now. Unfortunately, didn't get much out of that reveal.
Yeah, there's also a blink reveal on the Tusk, so tit for tat on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And Force Staff coming up next. Get away from the Razor. Help get away from the Omni Knight as well. Pretty good Force Staff game overall. I mean, Force Staff's always a good item, though.
Force Staff is one of the best items, I think, in the game. Honestly, it just helps so much with positioning. And saving your teammates, of course, on top of that. A little bit of cheeky play going on here. Top Sand King Poking a bit at this Mirana. She's just going to TP herself out to mid.
I'm really curious about what this Jug's got, because he's got Manta Style and Battle Fury queued up, and I'm curious which one he's going to go with, because Manta Style makes sense. You want to get rid of the Drow Silence. You want to be able to just get some extra damage on there, but I don't know how I feel about the Battle Fury, because it's 19 minutes into the game, and it's going to delay you even more while you farm up the rest of the stuff. So
I mean, maybe he's banking on the idea of trying to outlive the Drow strat, but his towers are melting pretty quickly here.
AA is going to go down, maybe? Oh, no, they're got the big eyes.
Oh, Ice Blast coming in. Will connect over onto the Mirana here, but they still get the kill onto the Razor. And now AA, oh, he's in the trees, and it's a forest fire. He's got to get out of there. Jug going to try to spin the wind to get himself away now. Does have that Battle Fury, but turns around, uses his ultimate, only gets a couple of bounces. The epicenter gets used as well, and they'll turn themselves around, but these shards are doing so much work, Forge. They had Shackle coming out from Shadow Shaman, and they'll get the kill as well over onto the Jug. My goodness, these guys, this is one thing that I've seen from Infamous, that when they get that advantage, they just roll with it.
Yeah, I mean, Drow is just hitting like a goddamn cannon right now. S and Y, full Mask of Madness as well, like level 16 already. She's got so much agi, so much damage. She's hitting for like 200 a pop.
Look at this tower just melting. Lincolns gets placed over onto Drow as well, and it looks like they're just going to back off. Let people heal up a bit, maybe take some of the resources out of the jungle here from the Radiant. Drow currently at 11k net worth, top of the charts, 10k over on Mirana, and 8.7 on the Jug.
I mean, the real loss for this game has been the Razor, not through any fault of his own, but they've just roamed on him so heavily. He's had to go for this like blade mail into drums build just to try and tank up and be scary, but
oh, they spot him. There's a jump forward, the lasso, the pull, and the rest of the Dire team will show up. Mighty Walrus Punch does use that blade mail, does a little bit of damage, but unfortunately they can withstand it.
Yeah, Lifesteal is still a good stuff, and Batrider doesn't really care too much.
What's Omni Knight? What you doing here, buddy? You don't even have any wards. Yeah, just figures, I guess they're in. Here's his jungle. He's gonna go take theirs, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do. You know, if you know that they're playing on your side of the map, they've obviously got the wards there. That's how they.
There's
find
like
the
no
Razor,
vision though
so
in this jungle. You might want to throw up a little bit of vision for that. I don't know.
He's got to get something done, Moxie. He can't just turtle.
I know, he's got that big old hammer. He's got to hit something.
That's right. If you have a hammer, you have to share it.
Lincolns gets popped over here on the Mirana. Looks like Sand King just gonna try to throw a little bit of damage at this cat lady's way, but he's gonna TP himself out. He knows that arrow is down. And looks like Omni Knight also gonna just peace out Cub Scout here. They use a scan in the top lane, but they're already gone.
Yeah, they're just gonna group top now. Go for the push, get that last outer T2, wait for the Roshan, which will be up maybe within 2 minutes. We'll see.
Objective-based gaming, I like it. I like it. Got a little bit of scouting going on here with the Shadow Shaman. He's got a ward on him.
He's got 2 wards on him. That Lincoln Sphere on Mirana is actually going to be a huge problem, though, because their main initiation right now is just going in with the Sand King.
Oh, the smoke breaks. They do find this Batrider, though. They're going to try to get the jump on him before they can get the jump on that. There's going to be a big Ice Blast going to come in. Won't, unfortunately, connect on anyone over here onto the Dire. This Batrider actually going to be able to get himself away, I think. Grabs himself that Sand King. They see the Ancient Apparition get taken out. Just taking a bath on the Spirefly. He will freeze into place, but doesn't matter. He's already got his kill. The Blade Mail gets popped over here on Razor. He's got his eyes over onto the Shadow Shaman. Can he get this kill? He actually can't take down the Shadow Shaman. Looks like Jug fighting his way with this Drow, and it's just, oh, painful.
That's a full 5-man wipe.
That's a 5-man wipe.
16k net worth advantage at 23 minutes, and you've got a fully ready and realized Drow lineup hitting on your barracks.
This is what you got to do when you're running a Drow lineup, though, right?
Yep, this is the strategy. You either win in 30 minutes or
hold on for dear life.
Or usually you don't win. They're gonna get the lane on that.
You know, that started off so good. You saw the Batrider get jumped, and you think, oh, finally, you know, they're gonna be able to get that initiation on the initiator, but they just didn't have enough damage to take him down. Jug immediately, you know, tried to jump forward as well, but the rest of the team, they were there, they were ready. These shards have done so much work. Sand King trying to run himself frantically back into the well. He doesn't want to deal with this Bat Rider, and I do not blame him. Top Rax is down. Still have bottom left here. They're not mega just yet. And there's a jump forward over onto the Tusk. They're going to try to take this fight. The Force Staff coming out, though, will pull him away. Lincoln's gets thrown out on him as well. Trying to just buy him a little bit more time. There's going to be the snowball. Jug trying to decide who he wants to jump on. We'll turn around, follow this Tusk. They've really just got tunnel vision on this guy. And we'll finally take him down. Looks like Morana going to be able to get herself out. Not only that, but just casually farm up a creep camp on her way out. No big deal.
She's just going to pop the ulti, maybe go
Maybe
for
turn around and try to get a kill. I don't know. Yeah, arrow actually lands over onto Omni Knight. Big starfall, a couple clicks, and she's got a monster kill streak here. Shadow Shaman limps himself away. He's very, very hurt, but they are not going to be able to grab him with that snowball.
Oh my god. Holy.
What just happened to mid?
That was like 3, maybe 4 shots from the Drow, and the AA just disappeared.
I mean, the AA is currently sitting bottom of net worth, and this Drow is fat. Yeah, they actually called the GG. They've had enough. Infamous. Gonna be moving onwards. An 8-2-0 victory.
You have a level 20 Drow hitting your base. It's unfortunate, but it's a Drow strat, and if it gets off, there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, I think I don't think they were expecting that last pickup on the Drow because they really had nothing that could jump on top of her. They had too many disables to do something like a Storm Spirit. Just really smart drafting, I think, coming out from Infamous, and we saw some very heavy push strats coming out for them. So I'm not sure if we'll continue to see that, if that's going to be a trend that we see them continue as we go further into the tournament. But yeah, GG, well played going out to the side of Luccini here. Their journey ends, unfortunately, and congratulations to Infamous as they 2-0 their way towards semis. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. That actually concludes our coverage of South America today. We will have more coverage tomorrow, I believe, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think we start the day off with, what did I say, SGE versus Sacred, I believe?
Yeah.
But that will be the first game tomorrow, and then we will have another game beginning at 2 p.m. So make sure that you are following us on Twitter. We are at MoxieCast and at ForgeDota, or follow the ESL page. Just follow the stream. Find a way to watch us. We are having so much fun covering South American qualifiers for ESL One Genting. We hope that you're enjoying it too, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.